guys, Risen here, and today is a very special day. You know why? It's technically approximately 20,630,136 people's birthday today. Anyway, I'm Risen now. That's RYZYN. Not to a trades, because why not? Also, to a trades didn't make very much sense. Anyway, I'm sure you clicked on this video because of, well, the title. And I'm happy to inform you that the title is not a blatant clickbait, but truth.
That's right. The man of the moment, the green scene bean, the one and only Sean Solo, is blatantly copying me and making a Slap Squad stop motion video.
Just kidding. No, in all seriousness, I'm super excited for the first episode to be released. In fact, I'm so excited that I've made a breakdown video for it. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to analyze every detail, every image, every clue that we have for the upcoming show. And let me tell you, there isn't much. Mr. Solo has done an excellent yet infuriating job of keeping clues and spoilers under lock and key, and even I don't know very much about what direction the show is going. And that's coming from the person who got him into this whole stop-motion business. So, let's go ahead and jump right into it, right after I warn you that this video contains potential minor spoilers for Dive In Into Shadows. And that's the first one, the name. As you may have guessed, it is Dive In Into Shadows. This is a purposefully mysterious moniker. So to me, it seems to indicate that the theme of the show will be, or at least involve, mystery. Maybe it's something strange that happens to the characters, maybe it's a disappearance, maybe it's an alien invasion. I'm just getting major mystery paranormal vibes from the name. Let's break this down even further though, shall we? The prefix of the name is Dive In. Notice that he doesn't use the Slap Squad as the prefix. I think this choice of prefix shows that he'll be introducing a lot of characters from Dive In general, which I've also done in mind, but I think he may put more emphasis on Dive In as a whole, rather than just Slap Squad. The suffix of the name is Into Shadows. I already mentioned the paranormal mystery part, but the use of the word into is interesting as well, because in order to go into shadows, you have to start out in the light. This is proof in my mind that the show will start with everyone living normal, happy lives, and that they will get dragged, perhaps unwillingly, into a conflict or adventure. Okay, so enough about the title. We have a few leaked images from the show, actually, and the first is a frame of me and Mason fighting with lightsabers. It's in a green field, there's a tree, so at first glance seems to prove that this will be a sci-fi world filled with lightsaber battles and dramatic moments. But I believe that's not the case. Because if you look closely at the image, you'll see actually I'm smiling, I'm sure Mason's smiling too. Additionally, the field looks a lot like the one outside my house where we used to do our mock battles. And a third piece of evidence is that this picture was actually released quite a while ago. I'd say about 3 months even. And about 3 months ago was back when we were still doing our fights pretty frequently. So I think this is probably one of the fights portrayed in stop motion. So my guess for how the first episode of the show is going to start is it's going to start with an intense lightsaber battle between me and Mason. And one of us will gain the upper hand. But as the wind swings and makes contact, it just makes a thunk, and it's not a real lightsaber. So the battle continues. And then it will just kind of segue into, everybody else doing the fight. I could be wrong about this, but I'd be willing to bet that I'm not. And this will probably go into more of the squad's regular life. Don't quote me on this, it's just a guess, but I'm pretty confident. Additionally, in this picture, we have some interesting minifigures on the left. We have a guy with a beard and a businessman-looking kind of guy with a smaller beard. In the background is what looks like a coffee stand. Since the beard guy is wearing an apron with the coffee logo, we can assume that he's working for the coffee stand. I don't know if this will be a random character or if it will be based on a leader from Dive In. I can't think of any leaders with beards that big, so my best guess is Pastor John back when he had a beard. I'm fairly sure this will be a nameless background character, though. I'm not sure who the businessman type guy is or what his role will be. I don't really have a guess. It could be any of the Dive-In leaders because a lot of them have got smaller beards. So, not too much on that guy, but I don't know. We'll see. Moving on, let's look at the next leaked picture. As you can see, we have some typical Dive-In conversation going on here. From left to right, the minifigures are Chloe, Addie, Sophia, Sean, and Trade. The picture is clearly from a scene in the upper room with the piano, projector, exit door, cajon, and EQ mixer. This is another example of how the show will be focused on normal life. Not much can be gleaned from this photo, however, other than the fact that the Dive In we know and love will most likely have a place in the show. From the preview frames on the bottom, we can tell that 3 actions in a scene are occurring simultaneously. Sean moving his hand down, Sophia moving her hand up, and Addie looking from left to right. For an 8 FPS movie, these are a lot of quick simultaneous actions for just 1 second. This leads me to believe that the animation style will be quick and snappy, with a lot of action taking place in a short time. I suspect parts of the show will look a bit like they're on 1.25 speed. Okay, moving on to the third picture, which definitely has the most potential information in it. However, it's a bit blurry, unfortunately. On the far left is a jumble of gray, black, and white bricks. I'm not getting too much from this, but it seems like it's a broken down bigger set because the colors look fairly coordinated. There's a blue minifigure, looks like it could be Hydra Man, on what looks to be a movie set. I'm not sure why that blue minifigure is there. It could be an irrelevant random piece. That's my guess. There's a gray wall with a brown patch on it. I'm not sure what that could be. My first thought is it looks like a wall being painted, which could mean the possibility of a church workday scene. I don't know. It could just be a random wall. I don't know why. I don't know what that brown patch is doing there though. So I don't know. I'm pretty interested in that. As we move right, we see a base plate, some bags, and an interesting pile of bricks, which contains something that appears to be a red handbag, a small yellow flower-looking thing on the bottom. There's also a skeleton head. To me, the red handbag indicates that at least one of the female dive-in leaders will show up at some point in the first episode. At the top of the screen is a large black bench. As we move more to the right, we see a coffee stand, the coffee stand from the first picture, presumably with Beardman as the worker. It looks like there's another bench perpendicular to the first one. I wasn't 100% sure on that. There's a couple of weird gray things there. Not exactly sure what those are. Then we get to the juicy bit, though. This architecture-y thingy. It looks a lot like a suspension bridge to me. But honestly, I have no idea what kind of role this thing is going to play in the first episode. One more thing I forgot to mention. There's a minifigure walking away from the coffee stand. This minifigure is hard to identify because it's so blurry. But my best guess is Mason because it looks like he has the Bruce Banner hair, which is the hair that he uses for Mason, that Sean uses for Mason. So my best guess is Mason, but I honestly have no idea. That could be also a female. It's just too blurry to tell. However, the fact that he's alone in this scene makes me think he might be doing the loner thing again. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown, and I hope it got you hyped up for diving into Shadows Part 1. I know I am. See you guys in 1.6.